a Fortnite YouTuber reach Unreal in every single mode this season? I'm gonna find out. So, my goal is to reach Unreal in 7 separate modes. Ranked build, ranked zero build, ranked reload, ranked reload zero build, ranked OG, ranked OG zero build, and rocket racing. So I gotta get Unreal in all 7 of them by the end of this season. This video is gonna be the first month of this season, February, and our goal is to basically get as high as we can in ranked build and ranked zero build. So that's what we'll be doing in the video, and let's just jump into it.
Alright, so we're in our first game. So, what happens here is that I'm getting to a fight off spawn at my job spot, which is right north of Pumped Powers. And what we do from here is I get my loot and then come push him. I just put in pressure so that he falters. That's what he's doing right here. And now he's just in the wide open for a free elim. And then now we move on to the mid game fight, which it should be an easy wraps because that kid was like a bot. And what happens here now is I get stuck in like a fight on the edge of zone, which takes like forever. And so that's what gets me killed here, and that just doesn't help. So what I do here is try to make a setup a peak, but of course it decides to whiff and only hit 30. Like, bro, what? Anyways, but we hit our first rank, and we get gold one. But that really wasn't what I was trying to go for. I was hoping to get like plat one or like gold three at least for my first game, which wasn't necessarily the best. So I'm really gonna lock in this match, see if I can get pretty high. We start off a good all spawn killer outlaw oasis, and some third party comes in. So of course I'll try and fight him, see if I can get the extra kill. But the kid ends up playing a little bit kind of annoying, so I try hitting him with a side jump shot, of course whiffing it. Oh my god. And then I try going for height. I'm trying to go for height, but this kid's not going up. So I try and hit down, end up killing him, and end up moving on to the next fight. I end up going rotating over here to Crime City, but it ends up being a long drawn out fight, and it's like my kryptonite. Like I cannot hit a shot when doing this, and I am dying because of that. So we end up getting a little bit of percentage. So we move on to the next game. In this game, I really, really had to lock in because that was 2 games in a row, which was pretty mediocre. So I end up getting 2 easy, quick off spawn kills. End up one getting right there. And then what I do from here is I go in, just try and get loot, and I can see this kid just comes out of nowhere with no any guns. So I just come in, get the finish, and but I'm still conned. So I move them to the third person, and what I do is this kid's an AI, so I just go in, finish him off. Besides, a fourth one comes in, full box, 200, dead. Move on to the next fight, which also ends up being here because there's so many people here. Like, bro. Anyways, end up getting the quick kill. End up getting jump scared because I was trying to get the chest under here. So I make a smart play, try and dip, hit the thermite down there, and then when I realize he's not coming out, I put the thermite inside of the stair, and now he's forced to come out while I heal. I see him try and come out, and just quickly hit him with a pump, and he's dead. And then we go into Crime City, which ends up being a pretty good idea, honestly, because what I do here is this kid tries to run away from me because I hit him hard. So what I do is just chase him down and end up trying to get the kill. What I do here is reload, chase him down with the shockwaves, and what we do now is we try to look for him, but ends up finding a whole different kid, quickly dead with the pump and the thing. But we end up finding him eventually, and now we find him and fight him. But of course, this kid just loves to run. So what we do here is we go down, try and look for this kid. So since we can't find him, we just go outside and realize his footsteps are in a different building. So that means he rotated to this building right here, and we have to try and find them in this building. Thing is that what he does now is when he tries to go to the other building. And so what we do from here, when he's in the other building, we kind of way up top, see if he tries to rotate. And since there's a wall right there, he cannot pull the wall, and we just get up to getting the free elim. Now we're into endgame, where I end up fighting this kid, and it's pretty easy since I have like some god loot right now. There you go, free kill. And now what we do here is I end up trying to do a side jump, but since I have the medallion, it makes me do a gold rush, and I end up like completely whiffing and falling off. And what happens here, since that's a really good game, we had like 11 kills in the top 5. What we do is we rank up twice, and now we're into gold 3. Now we're playing trios. And what we do now is we just end up going into a mid game fight. And we tried going for a black market, but there ends up being a fight. So we end up third partying and check the bush. Ends up being a kid here. Instant quick kill, but the other team is spraying me, so I have to try and get out. Luckily, I come out with no damage whatsoever. And we end up dipping that area with some loot. And now we're kind of just we're trying to go into circle and trying to evade storm, but now we kind of go into a fight and it's a free solo kill, so I end up going for it. What I do here is just trying to pick us the wall. He peeks up and it's a free kill. Now we're just on the mountain nearby. Free kill, also another solo. Honestly, got really lucky. Now me and my teammate end up dying, and now it's up to my teammate to solo clutch, and ends up being he's the GOAT and ends up getting the kill, and we end up winning the game. After that win, we try and repeat that by getting another win, but since our teammate left, we're gonna play duos. And what we do now is we just end up chasing these kids around because this kid's super low and a solo, so I just chase them, try and get the beam on him, end up getting a kill. And so now what we do here is we just end up going into another mid game fight. But I'm left as a solo, so I have to kind of clutch up and win this. But of course, I'm like that, get the kill, and now I gotta dip out, end up rebooting my teammate. Now we have to go into circle, but we're on the edge of storm, and so we gotta kind of watch out. What happens here is that this is a medallion team, and so we end up kind of like killing them, pressuring them since they just come out, but then we end up dying. And then we get Platinum 2, which is also really, really W's. And then we go play Ranked Zebra with a squad. And what we do now is we just kill everybody, kind of go in, get this kill right here. And what we do now from here is we go over here, get the kill right there. Now we're going into a mid game fight, try and hijack the vault, end up getting the kill right here. But I had to end up kind of running away and then help out my teammate since she's pretty low. That what I have to do here is while I'm still kind of low, I still have to help out my teammates and we get the kill. Now we're going to another big game fight, and this is our first game. Keep in mind, so this game has to be good, even flawless, so that we can get a pretty solid rank up. But what happens here is we end up kind of having trouble since we're still in this car, and we have to kind of stay in, or else we might be dead because there are still people in the other cars, and we gotta watch out. See with the kit the laser, and so what I do here is I try and drive up, try and separate them away from my teammates so that they can't really shoot him. So I just leave him up there while trying to beam him. I end up getting a good tag, 130, and he has to end up running away. But he ends up coming back. I get up a good tag on him, pretty solid tag, and I end up just killing him. Then we move on to endgame. Which happens here is that we kind of get a little bit separated, end up getting a solid kill there, and now we have like us teammates coming in. So right there, hit him 80, and then there's a kid on top. And what we do from here is we just trying to hold our position, kind of hold our position, and then what we do here is we just look down, try and get our spray, and try and just apply pressure. But one of my teams have been going down, so they end up pushing in, but then they get 2v1'd. And what happens here is that I have to go over there to help my teammate out, but she ends up dying, and so I get to kill here. And then I end up getting pushed by his teammates, so I have to kind of dip, recover, and try and regroup. So I'm out of there, land over here. And what happens after that is I end up getting my teammates rebooted, but I'm not rebooted, revived, and then I gotta hit the quick snipe. And then what happens here is I end up reviving my teammates. After I get to revive, what happens after that is they end up pushing me, and so I have to get the snipe on her. But since it's not coming out just yet, let me get the finish real quick. And now we're just kind of waiting, waiting. And what I do here is I try to pick up my teammate so that we don't lose her also, and give it to him so that we can revive. But then I gotta kind of stand clear because my teammate tells me they're pushing. So I wait for him to push, get a good shot on him, and just wait for him, and we get the kill. Then after that, we end up trying rebooting my teammate, but we ain't getting pushed from a whole different team, and then we have to kind of fight them. So what we do here is try and regroup, try and figure out where we're getting pushed,
and we are getting pushed from the northwest side. So what we do, get some solid angles, try to hit a snipe on him, which I end up whiffing the shots, end up hitting one shot, and we're gonna kind of getting pushed from our right. So I kind of help him with the support, and what happens here is that everybody just gangs up on this guy, and now there's another kid right here. Just kind of wait. Due to storm though, we have to kind of dip and run away. But what happens here is that my teammate ends up dying, and now I have to kind of like just stay in storm, wait a little bit, and try and evacuate because, well, I'm not trying to die. And then I died to the most stupidest reason because I thought that was a zip line, and end up dying because of that. And so what happens in this game is that we kind of get a couple of early kills, but it ends up that I have to try and solo clutch and try and find a reboot for all of them, which isn't really helpful and kind of takes forever to do. And it's just a bunch of like cat and chase. But what happens is that we end up running into a whole different team and end up dying because of that. And so we're just gonna move on to the next game. Alright, so we end up going into our next match, and it's pretty okay, I'd say. What we do here is we just go in, try and get these kills at Black Market, which honestly I love to do. This Black Markets is such a good addition to the next season and really makes things lively. And but there's still kids here, so I end up getting this loot real quick and have to kind of focus on getting more loot and getting ready for the next fight. My teammate ends up shooting it, and we had to kind of dip. And so what we do here is I just get the bat and end up dipping out of there. And I end up getting the mythic, so that means Medall's somewhere in here in this area. But there's a whole different team here, so I end up helping my teammate. I end up getting sprayed from the back. And we really have to be in high alert because there's a lot of kids in this area, and we definitely have to watch out. So I come over here, 180 him, end up falling him downstairs, end up realizing that's an AI, end up looking for him. I found him right here. He ends up getting away though. And so what I do here is I just let him fall away, run away, because I need to revive my teammate. But since he's still nearby, I'm a little bit worried, and so I put down a bunker. Kind of hopefully I could pull it off, but no, I see him coming right behind me. So what I do here is I just try and get the kill. My kill ends up getting stealed by the AI, and now it's just one single kid left that I have to kill, and I just stay back a little bit, reload my guns, and go back into the fight. Then we go in and just kill the kid. Right here, dead, and then now we're able to revive and just regroup. Then we end up going into endgame where we get a couple kills in Seaport, but then eventually we're gonna have to rotate in. So what we do here is we just rotate out of there and move on and just go on into the next game. And then what we do here is now that we're in like really end game, last couple of teams, we end up going for the last team, which ends up being really bad for us and doesn't really end up well. These kids have god aim in here for some odd reason. We end up knocking one of them. And now what we do here is get the kill right here. Get the finish. And now there's 6 players, a duo and a solo. What we do from here and get the kill right there. Have to back up a little bit. My teammate both died, and so now it's a duo and a solo, and I will be able to clutch this as long as they fight each other. But the other team decides to go after me, the duo. So what happens here is I'm just rotating, trying to get more heals, and I end up getting sprayed from the back and dying. But we do rank up because that was a pretty good game. 16 elims in a third place, which is so W's, honestly. And then now we're on to our last game of the day. And what we do here, you get a couple quick elims. And what we do from here is we kind of just get just a couple more elims. But the early game ends up being kind of rough for us because there's so many people here and like barely any guns. So what we do from here is I just get another kill. And then I think what we do is end up dying, most of us, and then we have to try to reboot. And just wait it out a little bit. Try to check the areas, the surroundings. No one there. But we end up getting rebooted late in the game, and now we just kind of play a little safer. end up getting a quick little kill there, and now we're in a good position for endgame. And what we do here is we just wait off for the team, make sure they're not after us, and we just end up spraying them down. It ends up being a pretty good angle for us. And I see there ends up being a car, so I try to hit it with the sticky grenade launchers because it's really good with dealing against cars. End up following down here, and I try and get like a little bit more lower just to end up giving us some good spacing. But since we're kind of a little bit away and we kind of watch out, so I end up getting a quick kill on the trio, and now it's just a kid in the car, and if we kill him, we get the win. So my teammate ends up chasing him down, and we end up getting the kill due to my teammate killing him, and that's also our second win of the entire day and the entire season. Now we end up ranking up to Gold 1 and we move on to the next game. Now we're going to quickly brief over the next couple of days. And so for the next day, we get to Gold 2 and 0 build. And on 2 days after that, we get to Plat 1, which is also pretty good. Really W's. And on the last day, we just get a couple of kills. And just want to show you the last day. We get a couple kills, 1 kill here off spawn, and then a 3rd kill right here in the mid game. Just get the quick kill, but we end up dying, and we end up getting Plat 1, which is right here. So that's the end of the video. But don't forget, if you guys are trying to get Unreal just like I am, you guys are going to need good draw spots, and so you guys should click on this video right onto your guys' left to show some really good draw spots.